On August 18, 2025, former Attorney General William Barr entered a secure, highly guarded room on Capitol Hill for a private, high-stakes deposition that had been months in the making. The atmosphere was tense, with reporters and onlookers speculating about what revelations might emerge from behind closed doors. For more than 4 hours, Barr faced pointed questions from the House Oversight Committee, which had just launched a new bipartisan investigation into the life, crimes, and mysterious death of Jeffrey Epstein. The committee, made up of both Democrats and Republicans, was determined to get answers that had eluded the public for years. As Attorney General during the period of Epstein's arrest and his controversial death in 2019, Barr's leadership and decisions are now under intense scrutiny. Lawmakers are examining every action he took and every oversight that may have occurred under his watch. Lawmakers want answers. What went wrong in the federal prison system? Who failed to protect such a high-profile inmate? And were there warning signs that were ignored? The central question remains: how did a notorious prisoner with connections to powerful figures die before he could face justice in court? The public's trust in the system is at stake. This deposition marks the first step in what promises to be a sweeping and thorough probe, seeking transparency and accountability for a case that has haunted the nation and raised troubling questions about the justice system. The committee's goal is clear: uncover any missteps, possible cover-ups, or failures in oversight, and investigate whether outside influence or pressure may have shaped the handling of Epstein's case at the highest levels of government. By questioning Barr, Congress hopes to finally shed light on a scandal that has left victims waiting for justice, and to restore faith in the institutions meant to protect the public. The committee's mission is clear: expose the truth about the federal government's handling of Jeffrey Epstein. They're revisiting the controversial 2008 non-prosecution deal and the security failures that led to Epstein's 2019 death, officially ruled a suicide, but still shrouded in doubt. Lawmakers are probing not just individual actions, but systemic failures within the Department of Justice and Bureau of Prisons. The investigation also explores whether powerful figures, including Donald Trump and the Clintons, benefited from political protection or exerted influence. With subpoena power, the committee is casting a wide net, signaling a relentless pursuit of answers. This inquiry promises to be thorough, high-profile, and deeply consequential. Inside the hearing, the atmosphere was tense as lawmakers pressed for answers, and the public watched closely, eager for clarity on a highly controversial issue. William Barr, standing before the committee, firmly defended both his own actions and those of the Trump administration, responding to pointed questions with unwavering confidence. He testified under oath that President Trump never discussed Jeffrey Epstein with him, and emphasized that at no point did the White House attempt to interfere in the ongoing investigation. Barr insisted he saw no evidence whatsoever of a cover-up or any criminal conduct by Trump in relation to Epstein, stressing that all procedures were followed according to the law. He challenged his critics directly, arguing that if the Biden Justice Department had uncovered any incriminating evidence, it surely would have come to light by now, given the intense scrutiny. Throughout his testimony, Barr portrayed the Justice Department as an independent institution, committed to upholding the law and operating without political influence during his tenure as Attorney General. His statements set a clear baseline for the record: no political interference from Trump, no evidence of wrongdoing, and a process that was, in his words, transparent and fair. Republicans quickly seized on Barr's detailed account, using it as a foundation for their defense as the investigation continues to unfold and public debate intensifies. When the deposition ended, Republicans and Democrats emerged with starkly different takes, each side eager to frame the outcome in their own terms for the waiting press and public. Chairman James Comer, a leading Republican, quickly declared Barr's testimony a victory for his party, arguing it debunked persistent theories of Trump's involvement, and instead shifted the spotlight to what he called deep institutional failures within the government. Comer went further, accusing Democrats of politicizing the entire probe for their own gain, insisting that the real issue at hand was a bureaucratic breakdown, not any presidential misconduct or wrongdoing. Many Republican supporters echoed Comer's sentiments, celebrating what they saw as vindication for their side, and calling for an end to what they described as partisan investigations. But Democrats, led by Reps Jasmine Crockett and Suha Subramaniam, were unconvinced and voiced their skepticism loudly. Crockett argued that Barr's answers only raised more questions than they resolved, calling his testimony evasive and suggesting that key details were being deliberately withheld from the committee. Subramaniam openly doubted the committee's commitment to uncovering the full truth, especially if that truth might implicate Trump or other high-ranking officials. For Democrats, Barr's testimony seemed less like a transparent account and more like a carefully crafted defense, designed to protect certain interests rather than reveal the whole story. The partisan divide was unmistakable. One side saw closure and vindication, while the other saw only a cover-up and more unanswered questions. With Barr's testimony on record, the investigation is just beginning. More witnesses, former FBI directors, attorneys general, and others, will be called to challenge or corroborate Barr's account. Republicans aim to close the book on Trump's involvement, focusing on bureaucratic failures. Democrats will keep pressing for answers about political influence and systemic rot. For the public, this probe is about restoring faith in justice, ensuring the powerful can't escape accountability. The outcome hinges on whether Congress can rise above partisanship to deliver real answers. The world is watching to see if justice at last will be served.